gonna have that one over here.
All right, Team LLAMA, give it up for Team LLAMA.
Well, good morning. We're Team LLAMA, and we're addressing Habitat for Humanity's housing applicant data deluge. At Habitat for Humanity, this starts like this. Most parts of the housing application process are manual, and there are only 5 or 6 people working with a start of up to 30,000 pre-application submissions. We can make it easier. How? In terms of how much time it takes to go through thousands of pre-applications, narrowing down to 200 families who will be interviewed, and then 50 who will get a home. How many people can work through data review and how fast at a given step? How transparent the process is for staff and applicants, and how visible the process is to leadership, who maybe need real-time data for donor meetings or grant applications. So, our MVP imagines a Habitat for Humanity employee, Thomas. Instead of working in a spreadsheet that makes him go cross-eyed, he has a more visually friendly tool set up with a database that reflects better data storage practices and potential for future analysis projects. Let's see it in action.
So Thomas, after working through 30,000 entries on a spreadsheet, now has access to this particular website, this web app that we built in 24 hours or less. Anyways, when he goes into the dashboard, the first thing he sees, and give me 1 second.
Yes, sorry about that.
Yeah. So yeah, the first thing Thomas sees is how many applications have been filed over the 30,000 entries. Some of these applications are incomplete. Some of them are in question because someone isn't sure whether they want to proceed with the application. Some of them are in progress, meaning they are submitting the documents. Some of them completed the application, and some of them got approved. Now, all this data is real data that we put on the back end. We put more than 150 applications just to replicate this whole process in order for us to understand what exactly happens to people like Thomas. Let me click on the button. Now, these are some of the entries. One thing I need you to understand is the entries move from 30,000 to X, let's say X is 15,000, then it has to be sifted again to 200, and then it has to be sifted again to 50 applications, which just only get approved. So I want you to imagine, you're only 6 workers, and you have to sift through 30,000 applications, move them all the way down to 50, which get approved. Now with this dashboard, there is phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. This basically is a filter we made, which sifts through the completed and incomplete applications, and at what stage of the application process the home buyer, the potential homeowner, is at. So Thomas himself can view the application. They can see a summary, they can see the details. This shows the applicant's details, the details they submitted during pre-application. Now, another important factor is homeowners, potential homeowners, they have to submit documents. And this is also another challenge, because for Habitat for Humanity, they normally have these documents in paper, in sheets of paper. Okay, yes. With this web app, Thomas can accept documents, and they can select other files to, yeah, they can select other documents. I'm gonna give it back to Aimee to complete it.
The reason that we want to keep going through that is because we also want to address the so what. Why does this work matter? What's in it for the business? First, this reduces hours of manual row-by-row data review. A leadership self-serve means faster turnaround for grant applications. Tracking internal KPIs gets easier, such as time to acceptance for families, And it might avoid all the potential new problems that come from like disrupting cohorts through a rolling application review process. Making life easier for the 6 employees working with the data translates into better service for thousands of families. Grab a life raft to navigate your data sea so you can focus on providing more life rafts for them. Thank you.
A question, great job, great presentation. Can you talk a little bit about the team dynamics, who did what, and how you're organized internally?
Yes, I can. That's a good question. Aimee here was the program manager. She was also the front-end assistant. Yeah. And this is Team LLAMA. It literally sounds. You gotta walk this way. Okay. Team LLAMA literally.
Stay right there.
Yeah. So that's Team LLAMA. Leon, Leah, Ashley, Maria, Ashley, Eve.
Okay, that's very clever. That's very clever.
Yes.
We were thinking there might be some AI involved with LLAMA, but
I and Leah worked on the back end. Ashley worked on the UX. Maria worked on the front end. And Ashley is out sick, but he also worked on the front. Such an amazing team. I'm grateful I got to work with them.
yeah, great job, guys. Congrats. I know you got cut short a little bit on the demo. I wanted to clarify exactly how this process sped up the time for the reviews and filtered the applications. I don't think we got to fully hear that part.
Yes, of course. Employees like Thomas, they have to sift through the 30,000 applications, go through them one by one and check, is this complete? Do they fill every part of this form so that they can proceed to the next step in the process? So we removed that process. We removed the manual labor of Thomas going through each application and checking whether it's complete or not. Secondly, we enabled Thomas to be able to upload the documents instead of piling them up in the office and then going through all the documents. It's all about uploading it. So the documents are accessible. Not only to Thomas, but also to the future home.
Just keep talking, we can hear you.
Yeah, so even future homeowners can go and see what documents are missing, and they can be ready for the process. This makes the process much simpler, much faster.
Yes, thank you. Great presentation, great demo, very clear to follow. Do you see any feature improvements around maybe automated scoring of did they upload all the documents, are any missing, which ones are required, which ones are optional? I applaud the digital transformation aspect of it, but what automation is included to help save the time?
Oh yeah, the filtration process is all automatic.
The answer is yes, and we had a whole slide on that we cut out. And I'm sorry I heard the bell, but I'm happy to tell you about it if you want in a little bit. We can tell you about it. I don't know what happened to my tools.
All right, that's it. Round of applause. Okay, last chance, right? The team?
Yep.